Today I wanted to read from BKS Iyengar, Light on Life, and this one's a longer one. So he's talking about prajna, insight and intuition. He says, there's a further stage of spiritual intelligence, which is true wisdom. Dawns only when discrimination ends. Wisdom does not function in duality. It only perceives oneness. It does not discard the wrong. It sees and feels only the right. When we are buying a house, we need to use the logical, discriminating intelligence. Spiritual wisdom, on the other hand, does not decide, it knows. It is entirely present and so is free of time, as we shall see as we move inward closer to the soul. For the moment, we must be content to see the sky clearly and say that it is blue when the sun shines. Ultimately, science tells us the atmosphere is colorless, like water. Sensory perception may be flawed, but at least clear. Healthy senses will show us the wonderful variety of color in the sky or in the waters of rivers and lakes. This knowledge is not perfect, but it is valid. It provides a reasonable foundation. A good nervous system will make all our actions swift and sure. Healthy bodies give strength to act. Unclouded minds give stability and relief from emotional upheavals. The awakening of intelligence will help us to choose, decide, and initiate action. What we are witnessing is a coming together and an integration of the sheaths of being that we are exploring, so that they can act in harmony and from a source that is moving ever closer to the core. What I am describing here is a journey from chattering brain to clean instinct to reach the clarity of intuition. When you start yoga, you probably are living in your mind and emotions, a never-ending internet chat room. You read books and articles on what is best to eat and how to exercise, reading material that any wild animal would scorn. But you do not know how to live, only what you desire. Instinct is dulled. With asana and pranayama practice, first we move outward from mind and cleanse the body, senses, and organs. Instinct is revitalized. The newly awoken intelligence of the body moves in and tells you automatically what food is good for you, when and how much to eat, when and how to exercise, and when to rest or sleep. People forget that in our quest for the soul, we first reclaim the pristine joys of the animal kingdom, health and instinct, vibrant and alive. At the same time, we are transforming instinct into intuition. Intelligence cuts its teeth on analysis and synthesis, reason and deduction. It becomes muscular, and gradually the higher intelligence of intuition begins to dawn, like light in the sky before sunrise. Instinct is the unconscious intelligence. Humorist is mimicking the dull and distracted. He himself is acutely concentrated on presenting his material as we laugh and lighten our minds. Oh, I think I skipped to a wrong part. So the sentence was, instinct is unconscious intelligence of the cells surfacing. Intuition is superconscious knowing in which you know before you know how you know. And that's it. Feel free to close your eyes or gaze at a point out in front of you. Take a moment to drop in. Connect with your breath. Connect with your deeper aspects of yourself, how you're feeling emotionally, spiritually. As a way of stepping into our practice, we'll sing Om one time. Take a full breath in. Exhale completely. Inhale again. Gently open your eyes. Let's begin with cat and cow. Coming onto your hands and knees. Start by rounding your spine and lengthening back and forth between back bend and rounding at your own pace with your own breath. After a few rounds, feel free to move more organically, swinging hips, shoulders, head, and neck. in different directions, whatever feels good. Come into a downward facing dog. Feel free to bend your knees or straighten your legs. Reach your thighs back, heels toward the floor. Feel free to be still, or you can bend and straighten one knee at a time. Dog jog. Take your right foot outside your right hand. Low lunge or dragon pose. Feel free to stay upright, arms inside leg variation, or you can go all the way down to your forearms. Feel free to use your block to prop up your forearms and let your head drop, maybe resting your head toward the floor or even on a block for more support. Lift your head up. Use your hands to lift your torso up. We're going to straighten your right leg and turn your right toes in, and then turn your back shin so your back toes point to the wall behind you. And then come up into this stance here. You can move your right foot a little forward so your heel lines up with your knee. We're just going to take it into a side stretch. Right hand to shin, left arm beyond your ear. Actively twist to the left as you lean to the right, but soften within. Slowly come back up. Turn back over to your right leg, and then come back into either down dog or all fours. Step your left foot forward. Low lunge, dragon pose. Lower down as low as you'd like. Forearms or hands. Maybe forehead to a block. Slowly come back up. Gatekeeper, second side. Turn to your right. Stand up on your legs. Take your right arm up, lean to the left. Slowly come back up. Turn to your left. Come to all fours. Then to child's pose, knees wide, toes together. Reach your hips back to your heels. Rest your forehead, nose on the floor. Relax everything. Slowly lift your head. Come up onto all fours. And then separate your knees and ankles the same width apart. Take your forearms to the floor. And then just push your arms down and forward so that your head reaches to the floor. Allow your heart to melt toward the floor. Once your head is down, you can relax your arms a little bit. And if you're having trouble here, turn your hands out a little bit so that you are making more of a V shape with your arms. Over time, you might deepen and sink a little deeper toward the floor, and your arms might even straighten a little bit more. Gently lift your head, come all the way down onto your belly, and rest on your belly for a few moments, taking a break from your arms. Sphinx pose. Take your forearms to the floor out in front of you, pretty similar to the last pose you were in. Then push your arms forward, your shoulders back, and lift your chin. You can either keep your head lifted or drop your head toward your chest. Slowly lower down onto your belly, resting again for a few moments. You can even allow your toes to turn in if they like that. Slowly lift yourself back up. You can use any props you'd like for this, but I'm going to use my whole bolster and blankets stacked on top of each other setup. Actually, I'm going to use just the top two, so the bolster and the blanket. And then this blanket, I'm just going to have off to the side for a pillow for later. And then we're sliding onto our right side, aiming the back of your armpit to the props. And then you can either do this with your head on your hand, fist, or palm, or you can do this with your arms straight. If your head feels comfortable without a pillow, you can just lay like that, or you can stick your blanket between your head and your shoulder. Just kind of finagle with it until you get it right. And then we're going to swing our top leg out in front for cat pulling its tail. You can bend this knee or straighten it. Otherwise, grab your right heel with your left hand and then let gravity pull your heel toward the floor. And just hold here. And let go of your foot. Stack your legs. Slowly press yourself back up. And then just roll onto your other side. Same thing, but adjust for your body's needs on differences on each side. Once you have yourself on your side set up, swing your right leg out in front. And then bend your left knee, grab your left foot with your right hand, and allow your leg to just fall toward the floor. Let go of your foot. Stack your legs. And then push yourself back up. Grab you might need some of these or all of these props. What we're going to do is saddle or virasana. So I'm going to show you from this perspective. You can either have your legs hip distance, toes pointing straight back. That way you're still sitting on your heels. The other options are to separate your legs wider with your knees closer together. If you can sit in between your heels, no problem. Feel free to do that. The other option is to take a blanket and you just lay it right in between your kneecap and your calf, or your knee and your calf. And then you sit down on it and it cradles your bottom. And your other option is to sit up on a bolster or a block in between your legs, like so. Any of those. Slowly lean forward, use your hands to help you sit up. Remove your prop and swing your legs straight out in front of you. You can flare your toes and lift your kneecaps for a moment. Push through your heels. And then for caterpillar pose, you can either just drop right forward and fold that way, or you can do one of my favorite variations with or without propping up your knees with a blanket. You can roll one up, put it under there or not. Then take your bolster or blankets stacked on top of your thighs in a T shape to your legs. And then grab your block. Again, the block is optional as well. You want to angle the block towards your forehead. So you take it to your forehead first, and then you cradle the block between your wrists, and you fold over your prop setup and rest your arms on your legs and hold here. Slowly lengthen your spine, lift your head, and sit up. Remove your props. Take yourself to face the long edge of your mat. And then take your right knee to bend with your right heel close to your right sitting bone. And then take your left leg out to the left straight. You can either go over your leg without your props, like the last one, or you can lean a bolster or blanket setup up against your prop so it's angling down up against your leg. And fold over that. Feel free to use a block under your head or just take your head down to your arms. Feel free to stay in this variation or pick up your torso. Lean on your left elbow to the left. Turn your torso to the right. Take your head into your left hand or fist. And your right arm up and over your ear. Hang your arm over your head. And breathe here. Slowly sit back up. Move your props. Switch sides so your left knee is bent and your right leg goes to the right. Feel free to do the same thing you did last time. Maybe altering something slightly for each side. Fold forward. Stay in this version or turn to the left. Rest on your right elbow, head in your right hand, left arm over your head. Slowly sit back up. Take your props off to the side. Durgi, shh. She's not gonna stop. Take your legs straight out. Feel free to fold over straight legs with or without your prop for Upavonasana. And breathe here. Slowly sit back up. Shavasana, use your hands to pull your legs back in and prop yourself up in whatever way you'd like. And rest.